feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it's
Hey everyone, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank podcast. I'm your host Rich Jensen along with my co-host David Sims and our special guest today, Amy Moorehead of Nexus Coffee right here in Little Rock. Each week on the post-show wrap-up, we like to bring you highlights of our conversations with the guests that day. We just completed a great podcast. You want to go to arkansas.shrimptankpodcast.com to hear the entire podcast if you haven't, because there were a lot of fun times and a lot of good information. Amy is one of our youngest entrepreneurs in business just under a year and a half.
Right.
So it was really fun to hear her perspective on being an entrepreneur and what it takes. So, David, I think you had the first question you wanted to ask about some
Amy,
highlights.
it's great having you on the show. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Love your shop. Want to encourage all of our viewers and our listeners to visit it. You got so many things going on. It's much more than coffee.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I think your name captures that. You talked about that on the podcast, but share with our viewers what Nexus is all about, how it captures your vision and who you are.
Right. So as we talked about on the podcast, Nexus, means a connecting point, a gathering well. I think about Nexus Coffee Creative as a modern day gathering well where people can gather and share and connect. And our big thing was we wanted to be community focused. And so a platform where artists and musicians and entrepreneurs and
trivia game players.
And trivia game players.
Tuesday night trivia.
That's right, for our Tuesday
All
night
kind of great
trivia
stuff.
and at local community events that we love events because they're people-based and it's relational. And so that's what we're about.
Yeah.
And we want to continue to cast that same vision and stay true to that. We love the city and the state.
It really is. I mean, you started in July of 17, right?
That's right.
And to me, when you walk in, it is one of these really great, unique experiences of local culture.
Yes.
That's amazing. It seems like you've been there for 100 years. It
yeah,
really
right?
does. It feels that good.
That's thank you for that
Yeah.
because it does feel a little bit more established than
does.
How long we've been in
It's
there.
unique.
So
You used the term during the podcast called third wave coffee or third wave
Yes.
coffee shop. I'd never heard that before. So explain to our viewers
what's
what's a
the
third
third
wave
wave?
coffee?
right. So that's great. Third wave, and that was kind of something I heard during my training. But the first wave of coffee was kind of introducing coffee to the home. So your Folgers and your Maxwell House, which is fine if you still drink that, no big deal if you like it. And then came the second wave of this coffee culture, which was our Starbucks, and that was creating a place which I think Starbucks has a great concept. It's just different than us.
Yeah.
And that is a place where people can come sit together and sip coffee, but it's also very quick.
Right.
And in and out, churn and burn. And then came, not too long ago, several years back, this third wave, which was creating a environment and a culture built around coffee, how we present it, how we talk about it, the stories that we share, and the art of coffee and the science of it. There's so much detail to it. I didn't even realize until I started really learning about it. And so it's definitely all of those things. So
Now, we talked a lot about on the podcast about community, and I kind of was poking fun at you as the millennials. Every other word's community, but I think you guys are onto something, and you're teaching us something. Like Rich and I are the me generation, and you and Gordon, our producer, are the me generation.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's right.
talk about community.
Does that mean they
and
sing me?
Yeah, that's right. How do you get the community involved and about what you do how you do that at Nexus?
And something I shared was when people walk into our doors, it's as simple as taking the time to hear their story. Sometimes we don't get to with every single person, right? But being able to say, tell me about what you do, and then following up, passing out a business card and saying, let's connect. Let's do something together here. Can we have you, host an event, a networking entrepreneur event at the shop, or
That's
can
really
we do a
we really
pop-up?
are wired for stories.
Yeah.
And for somebody to listen to us and be interested in our story is life-giving.
Yes.
I mean, it really is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And simply that storytelling industry that we're in, we want to provide a place for that. And so much of it is just by people walking in our doors, whether they're from here or another place or passing through. We want to be able to connect with them.
That's great.
Well, Amy, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was a great show. I encourage you to listen to the entire podcast. You won't want to miss a single word of it. But for those who aren't familiar with Nexus, what's the best way for them to find out more about it, get in touch with you, or get in touch with the shop?
Yeah. So, you can hear more about us. Our website, nexuscoffeear.com. That's Nexus Coffee AR is also the handle for all of our social media platforms as well. That's just a quick, easy way to see a little bit of our vision and our heart, just some actual content, some videography, some photos of who we are. And our website also has our menu on there and some of our community-focused events that we do.
You won't want to miss the Cuban sandwich.
Yes, the Cuban sandwich. There you go. That's shout out to Colin, our head chef. He's a great creator of some awesome food. So, yeah, come grab a bite as well when you're there. So,
well, hey, next week on the Shrimp Tank, we'll have another great entrepreneurial guest. You won't want to miss it. Go ahead and go to arkansas.shrimptankpodcast.com to catch all of our past guests. I think we're up to, you're our number 28th or so.
Wonderful.
So, we've had a lot of fun with this,
Great.
even though the Shrimp Tank was underwater during a pipe burst over the
That's what
holidays.
I heard. That's what
But
I
we're
heard.
back up and running and enjoying meeting folks like you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed this a lot.
Hey, until next week, all, have a great week, have a safe week, and remember, to become a shark in business, we all start out as shrimp.